So, Aaron Matties, I don't know if you've ever heard of him. He's my 2-second stretch guy. He was a physical therapist, a sports trainer. He worked with a lot of baseball players, and he came up with that 2-second hook. But he also introduced to me the concept of how important the foot is to just general overall body movement, but particularly when you have chronic issues and you're struggling to get them healed, or they're just, or you're trying to heal, or you're trying to stay ahead prehab, right? So one of the things to do is massage and stretch the foot. Okay, so you get salve in the hands, imaginary salve, right? And I want you to really rub right in here. There's this little box on the top of the foot where the ankle meets the foot. If you push in, you'll find it's a little softer. There's 2 major tendons that kind of come in from the tibialis and the fibula. Right in there, it's a soft little box. Go get your thumb, get the salve, and go up and down this way, not laterally, horizontally, right? And just massage in, and you'll find some tender. You can move to the right, move to the left, push it in, and rub, and do it when you're pointing and flexing, like as you're moving. Rub up and down, right? You'll find either tenderness or not. Breathe in and breathe out. Then I want you to rub down from that through the knuckles. You're going to see the knuckles of your foot. Okay, if you're a typical athlete, you might have craggly feet. So what we're trying to do is get rid of the craggly feet. A lot of skiers I work with, football players, particularly turf toe, hammer toe, squeezing our feet into the shoes that we do. I found with my broken ankle that this toe really wanted to come in, and I had to really work on keeping that out. So rub from that down and come, you'll find these little joints here where the big toe bones come in, and then come down through here. There's little separators, and there's a tender spots. Get into that and rub, and just follow down and rub till you get to the toes, and then you can just rub them down. Grab the whole thing with your hands, and grab from the knuckles, not by the toes. So you're not pulling, you're pushing your toes down. Then come back and stretch. You're grabbing the whole foot underneath from the pad and coming back, almost like that tippy toe stuff. But do this just a few times, okay, to get some motion and some blood flow. And then rub up and down between the knuckles. Come all the way down. And then when you get down, rub on the inside of the big toe as you're pushing it out. Now I'm pushing it out, and I'm holding my thumb on the big knuckle. So you have the big knuckle base, you have the toes, you have the foot pad, the toe pads, and then you have these little knuckles. This big knuckle base, those are called the metatarsal heads. So when you're pushing down on your toes, that's where I want it coming from, the metatarsal heads. When you're pulling up, I want it on the pads of the bottom of the foot. So you're not yanking, you're actually moving the joints. All right, same here on the side, the knuckle of the big toe, which is going to be a line with the metatarsal heads. When you're rubbing and opening this toe and rubbing on the insides and separating the toes, I want you to grab the whole toe by the knuckle too, not yank from just the tip. Makes sense? This is getting longer than what I thought it, right? But you're gonna rub all on the inside of the toe, and you're gonna come all the way back up, and then you're gonna come all the way down and do the same thing. And you want to rubs on the insides of the toes and come all the way back up. When I first started doing this hurt so much. Felt pretty good. It was very tender. Come here. Okay, good. Perfect. And then you run all the way up. Okay, and then you're just gonna rub up and down all the way along the ankle and the shin. Just rub it, okay? Good. Next, you do that. That's gonna take you a little bit longer. I kind of rushed through it, but you wanna spend at least 10 to 15 seconds on each toe. This will work. You just gotta do it, and you only have to do it a few times. And you'll notice a difference. And then anytime I find that my foot is getting annoyed, I do it. Now, I don't have to do it every day. Sorry if my foot is dirty too. barefoot yoga in. So, if you can get your foot up from the instep, in here somewhere below this knuckle in your instep. You may or may not have tenderness, but I do. Find it, rub it. You push in as much as you can and just rub into that instep all the way to the heel and then all the way back. And you're going in line. We're not going in yet, we're just going straight. Right? You can even come up a little bit higher. Like that right there for me is super sensitive in there. Right, find those spots. Spend a minute or two just doing that, all right? And then in here, the indents behind the melia, right? Those are your medius. Right in through here and up. Just rub around and come up, down and up. And then the back. The heel onto the soleus, and then you do the same thing here. You can kind of see my scar there from all my surgeries. Come to the foot, come up, come around. There's all these little tendons that we tend to overlook. For me, this side, I also find there's like a V, where there's a little soft near that little box we started with. Right, get into that and rub into there too. Breathe. Okay, next, come up the back of the calf. So rub, take your fingers like this, rub in hard, push in. That's the soleus. That can be very sensitive. You'll come to the gastroc, which you feel the soleus, and then it's a big bump. And at the bottom of the gastroc, it's kind of like that where the two thumbs meet. It's like a heart shape. You want to get up into there, so you're going to get into the gastroc with the two fingers, into the gastroc and the soleus, and just trigger point it. And you can go up and down, horizontal or lateral. And rub that good 10 to 15 times, all right? Great, nice. That's a good way. So the knee, come up to something called Vastus medialis. So you rub up, you rub the calf just with the salve. Come up, and then you come to this little knee part right here. If you come to a quad set, right here in the medialis, the medial, the middle part, right above the my brain isn't working, sorry, patella. Do a quad set, which is you push the back of the knee down. This muscle should be pretty obvious. It should be standing up. If you push your thumbs and you rub straight up and down, that's going to release a lot of your lower limb muscles as well for shoulder problem and knee problems, right? So I don't know if you can see what I'm doing, but you'll just, Vastus medialis, look it up. It's the middle quad muscle. It's the strongest muscle in your leg. It's the first muscle to weaken and the last muscle to strengthen. When you trigger point and release it and rub my salve on it, you'll be amazed at the difference, all right? Good. So I'm gonna add on to this, which you can just shut off and go back to, but quad sets. So I want you to push the back of the knee to the ground and fully extend, sitting up straight while you flex your foot, okay? Quad set, hold. I want you to look down and see all the muscles in your quad, 1,002. The knee and the toe point up and breathe, release 10 times, 1,002. Don't lean forward like I am. Once you get to that, I want you to quad set and be able to sit and flat back forward. Breathe out, breathe in, breathe out. Between all the videos that we've sent you, you might have a half an hour of prehab rehab to do, even if you just do it once a day. And it should help you. Just let me know if you do. Now you can also quad set on point. And sit, and reach. Okay, flex, and point, and reach. Breathe. Notice my back is flat. I'm not rounding, I'm not bending. I want your hamstring to know that it has to release when you actively engage the quad. That's going to help with some knee and ankle pain. Right, I think this one's a little longer video, and I'm probably going to have to put it up on YouTube. So, namaste. And if it's annoying or too much or overwhelming or it doesn't work or does work, let me know. Namaste.